Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, just let everyone join.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Okay. So in the last class, we had started with metals and non-metals, right? And we did, in the last class, we had finished with the physical properties of metals. We had seen the different physical properties of metals. Today, we'll do the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. Just let me share the screen. See, all of you either be active or keep your camera on. Okay, if you can respond quickly, then good. If you can't respond quickly, keep your camera on. Just 1 minute. Yes. So in the chemical properties, what were the properties that we will observe? Can you remember the properties that we will observe as the chemical properties? Which properties of metals are we going to study? Yes.
Metals are basic oxide and non-metals are acidic oxide.
Okay, so first thing we are going to study here. I'm just preparing a list of the things that we are going to study. So we are going to study here the nature of oxides. Okay. And that is first we'll study the reaction with oxygen and nature of oxides. So first we have reaction with oxygen. And nature of oxides. What else do we have to study?
Nature of ions.
Nature of
Ions.
oils.
Yes, sir.
No, not the nature of oil. There is no nature of oil here. We have to, the next one we have to study here, reaction of acid with metals. So we have to study reaction of acids with metals. Then we will study the reaction of bases with metals. These are the things. We will study reaction of metal with water. We will study reaction of metal with water. Metal with water. So how we study the reaction of metal with water? See, And also I told you in the last class to remember to just learn of the reactivity of activity series of metals. So how many of you have learned that activity series of metals?
Sir, I have sir.
Same, sir.
Rijwana, can you tell the activity series of metals? Rijwana? Rijwana?
What did you call me?
Sudhanshu? Sudhanshu? Sudhanshu, am I audible? Aryan? Sorry, Arav? Arav?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Arav, can you tell the activity series of metals?
Sorry, sir, I was absent in last class.
So see, for all of you, I'm telling you here, the activity series of metals or the reactivity series of metals. You can remember this reactivity series of metals. It's given in NCERT also here. You can use mnemonics to remember them. Okay. Or there are other methods which can be used to remember the activity series of metals. So, here is the activity series. First we talk of the activity series first. It's potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, hydrogen, copper, silver, gold. So this is the list. See, potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead, hydrogen, copper, silver, sorry, mercury, silver, and gold. So the ones which are at the bottom of the reactivity series, they are less reactive. The ones which are at the top of the reactivity series, they are more reactive. Rijwana? Rijwana?
Sir,
Yeah. So which one is the most reactive metal?
potassium. Sir.
Potassium. Out of magnesium and iron, which one is more reactive?
Magnesium.
Copper and hydrogen.
Hydrogen.
Okay. So the least reactive metal,
Gold.
gold. Yes. So the least reactive metal here is gold. In some of the textbooks, you may find some names of some other metals also added here. Okay. But see, there are a lot of metals. Out of total 118 elements known, only 19 elements are non-metals. Okay. A few of them are metalloids and most of them are metals. Okay. So it's very hard to arrange and learn all of them. So we learn only a few of them which are common to us. Okay. So these are the elements which we put up here as the activity series of metals. Anyone who has not learned, like Arav? Arav, are you there? Arav?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you read out all these
Sir,
in their series?
potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead,
Yes.
hydrogen, copper, mercury, silver, gold.
Okay, so out of lead and hydrogen, which one is more reactive?
Sir, lead.
Lead. Okay, so now I think just try to remember this. Okay, try to remember the ones which we have done.
Yes.
So this is the activity series. First we start with, we'll come back to the activity series again. First we start with reaction of metals with oxygen. So reaction of metals with oxygens. So how do the metals react with oxygen here? Most of the metals, they react with oxygen. Only a few of them, they are less reactive, so they do not react with oxygen. So here we have most of the metals react with oxygen. To form oxides. So some of the metals, they react vigorously. A few of them, they react slowly, and a few of them, they still do not react. For example, if you observe the reaction of sodium, it is spontaneous. Sodium reacts with oxygen spontaneously. Okay, so sodium reacts with oxygen to form sodium oxide, which is Na2O. Now this reaction is vigorous, it is highly explosive in nature. Okay, so here you have the formation of heat energy, heat and light. The reaction is highly explosive in nature. If you want to see the reaction of magnesium with oxygen, so magnesium reacts with oxygen only when it reaches its ignition temperature. Like if you want to burn magnesium, so you need to ignite it. Okay, so once you ignite this magnesium, the combustion starts and there is formation of magnesium oxide, white flame. You will also have your heat energy plus a white flame, a dazzling white flame is obtained as a light. So in the similar way, all the metals when they burn, they produce a specific color of the flame. But some of the metals, they do not burn, rather they just react with oxygen very slowly. So this is about the properties of the metals, that some of them, they react very vigorously, some of them, they react slowly. So here we have, see, metal plus oxygen will give metal oxide. For example, copper is heated in air, it combines with oxygen to form copper oxide. So what is the color of copper oxide?
Sir, black color.
Black color. Do not confuse with copper sulfate. Okay, and even the dry copper sulfate is white in color, and if you have copper sulfate crystals, so they are blue in color. Or if you have a wet copper sulfate, so that will also be blue in color. Copper oxide is black in color. Copper is cuprish brown in color. Now about the aluminium. Aluminium also reacts with oxygen to form aluminium oxide. Now see, how do we identify that whether a given oxide is acidic or basic? See, if you want to test them with the litmus paper, all the metal oxides are not soluble in water. Okay. Like if you want to test for the solubility of okay, if you want to test for this sodium oxide, you can. If you want to test for this magnesium oxide, you can. Okay, so as they are soluble, these are oxides of alkali metals, and alkaline earth metals, they are soluble in water. Okay, so you can test them with the pH paper. Alkali metals,
Sir,
Yes.
is there a reaction for hydrogen burning with pop sound?
Hydrogen burning with pop sound. Yeah, you can write it. Hydrogen plus oxygen. It will give you H2O. Okay. Plus here you will hear a pop sound. That's the energy.
We get what? We get H2O?
Yeah, we get H2O. You just balance this equation, you get H2O. But this water is formed in the gaseous state. That's steam.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, can we use olfactory indicators?
No, we can't use them. The reason being that, see, they will show their acidic or basic nature when they are in solution, right? So if they are not in solution, how can a substance show its acidic or basic nature? Okay. So only we can test the alkali and alkaline earth metals with the help of pH paper, with the help of other indicators. It is not suitable method to find. Suppose I want to find out the oxide nature of this copper oxide. I want to find out the oxide nature of Al2O3. So how you will say that aluminium oxide is acidic in nature or basic in nature? As they do not form their solutions. So therefore they won't be forming any ions. So how can you say that they are acidic or basic in nature? Yes,
Sir, with the use of pH?
pH. So pH won't work here because that's what I'm saying. It can't be shown. They won't show with pH. So see what happens to test such things, whether they are acids or bases. We make a test with. We try to use this reaction that an acid with metal oxide or acid with base. We try to take this acid with base should give us salt plus water. So this is the reaction which we take the help of. So if any of them is acidic in nature, it should react with the base to form salt and water. And if it is basic in nature, so it should react with an acid to form salt and water. Understood? So for them, we find out a few of them, like most of them, they react with the acids. Like sodium oxide reacts with acid, magnesium oxide react with acids. So most of them, they react with acids to form salt and water. So I can say that metal oxides, you can write here, most of metal oxides react with acids. So most of them, they react with acids to form salt and water. So what nature should I call them? Yes. What nature should be there? Can I call them to be basic in nature?
Yes.
Yes. I can call them to be basic in nature. Now
Sir,
if I
what is
have
the full form of MO?
metal oxides,
Okay, sir.
so most of metal oxides. Now a few of the metal oxides are there which can react with acids as well as bases. So like you have aluminium oxide, Al2O3. It can react with the base also, NaOH. It can react with an acid also. It can react with an acid HCl also. So what will be their nature then? What shall I call them? Shall I call them acidic or basic? Yes. So what is the product formed here? Sumuk?
Yes, sir.
Sumuk, what is the product formed?
Uh,
The product formed in the first case is NaAlO2. This is called sodium aluminate. Okay. In the
okay, sir.
second case, it forms AlCl3, which is aluminum chloride plus H2O. Here also it forms H2O. So since this aluminum oxide is reacting with an acid, also with a base, it reacts with an acid and also with a base to form salt and water. So I can neither call it as an acid and nor I can call it as a base. So such oxides, they are called as amphoteric oxides. They are amphoteric in nature. They are amphoteric oxides. Got it? So amphoteric oxides, these are oxides which behave as acids as well as bases. Okay. So if they react with a strong base, they behave as an acid. If they react with a strong acid, they behave as a base. Okay. So we can write now the definition of amphoteric oxides. Amphoteric oxides. These are oxides which behave as acids as well as bases. So oxides which behave as acids as well as bases, they are called as amphoteric oxides. Amphoteric means they are fear, amphoteric. They have a fear of something. So when they react with a strong acid, they behave as base. Got it? A few others are also there which behave as amphoteric oxides. For example, zinc oxide. So zinc oxide is also amphoteric in nature. So Arav, Dhriti, Abhinav, Abhinav, am I audible? Abhinav, Siddharth,
Sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay. So Siddharth, can you tell
Yes, sir.
Siddharth what are amphoteric oxides?
Sir, amphoteric oxides are oxides which are they have both qualities of acids and bases.
They are both the qualities of
Acids and bases.
no, they don't have qualities of both acids and bases.
They behave like acids and bases.
Yeah,
They behave like acids and bases.
yeah, they behave like acids as well as bases. So they behave as acids as well as bases. Sometimes they behave as acids and sometimes they behave as bases. So they are called amphoteric oxides. Abhinav, Siddhisri, yeah, Siddhisri. Okay. Can you tell two amphoteric oxides? Moksha?
Sir, Al2O3 plus NaOH.
I just want the name of the amphoteric oxide. So what is the name of the amphoteric oxide?
Sodium.
Aluminium
Sodium aluminate and water. No, see, sodium aluminate.
Aluminium and zinc, sir.
Aluminium oxide. Aluminium oxide and zinc oxide. They are amphoteric oxides. Okay, what about non-metal oxides? Are the non-metal oxides acidic or basic in nature? Dharya?
Yes, sir.
What about non-metal oxides? Are they acidic in nature or basic in nature?
No, sir, they are basic in nature, sir.
Non-metal oxides. Okay, tell the name of any two non-metal oxides.
1 minute, sir.
Tell the name of any two non-metal oxides.
Non-metal oxides.
Yes.
1 minute, sir. Sir, does hydrogen carbonate count?
Hydrogen,
Carbonate.
is that an
H2.
oxide? Is that an oxide?
No, sir. 1 minute. Sir.
Siddhisri, can you tell me the oxides of non-metals? Siddhisri,
Yes, sir.
can you tell examples of any oxides of non-metals?
Sir, copper.
With copper?
No, sir.
No, not copper. See, the non-metals. Just remember some of the non-metals. Okay, it's very easy. The
Okay,
non-metals are hydrogen, carbon, sulfur, phosphorus. Okay, these are the non-metals. Nitrogen. Now, what will be their oxides? What is the oxide of hydrogen? Water. Oxide of carbon? Carbon
Carbon
dioxide,
dioxide.
carbon monoxide. Oxide of sulfur? Sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide. Oxide of phosphorus? Yes. Is there any oxide of phosphorus? PO, PO2. Okay. These are the oxides of phosphorus. In the similar way, you have the oxides of nitrogen, NO, NO2, N2O. These are the different oxides of nitrogen. So what can we say about these oxides? Are they acidic in nature or they basic in nature? Siddharth? 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 Siddharth, are you there? Sumuk?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Sumuk, can you tell what are the oxides Are they acidic or basic? Or if you can say, then what,
So,
on what basis?
so basic.
Yes,
So basic.
all the non-metal oxides, they are acidic in nature.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now see how they are acidic in nature. If you form their solutions, if you form a solution of carbon dioxide in water, it forms carbonic acid, H2CO3. If you form a solution of sulfur dioxide in water, it forms sulfurous acid, H2SO3. If you form a solution of SO3 in water, so it forms H2SO4. That is sulfuric acid. Okay. So, am I getting acids?
Yes, sir.
Yes. The solutions of non-metal oxides, are they producing acids? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. They are producing acids. So we will say that they are acidic in nature except water, which is neutral. Water is an oxide of hydrogen, which is a non-metal. Okay. Still it is neutral in nature. In a similar way, if you see other oxides, then also so I hope everyone has understood about the oxides.
Yes, sir.
The three nature of the oxides, that is acidic, basic or amphoteric. Like here you can see an oxide of sodium has been dissolved in water, which forms NaOH, sodium hydroxide. So sodium hydroxide is a base. An oxide of potassium, KOH, it is dissolved in water to form KOH. Okay. So Sumukh,
Yes, sir.
can you tell what will be formed if I have an oxide of Al2O3 dissolved in water?
Sir, ALH2O plus O2.
Al,
ALH2O.
AlH2O.
Sir, 1 minute, sir.
Okay, see, aluminium oxide in water, it won't dissolve. Just we studied that
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry.
only the metal oxides of group 1 and 2 are soluble in water. Okay. Aluminium oxide is a metal oxide of group 13. So it does not dissolve in water. In the similar way, copper oxide will also not dissolve in water. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So today we discussed mainly about metal oxides and their reactions. Not the reactions, we have today only discussed about metal oxides, their nature, okay, whether they are acidic or basic in nature. Also about their reactions. So see, some of the metals, they react very vigorously, very quick, that is it's explosive in nature. Like sodium, it is kept immersed in kerosene. Then some of them, they do not burn. Some of them, they start burning after ignited. For example, magnesium, once ignited, it will start burning. Okay. Okay, so bye all of you. See you
Thank you,
again
sir.
in next
Bye, sir.
class. Thank you for actively participating in the class. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.